And in one sense, Russ, you could say the longer that it took for this match to get on, Borna Coric recovery. Even though it's a few hours, but nonetheless, put an advance down payment for one of those suites. Oh, might retain it next year.
Game Coric.
And a break to open the match. Oh, that's beautiful from Tsitsipas.
I think that highlights there. This is something that Borna should try to take a leaf out of Stefanos Tsitsipas's book. I think this is the reason why Stefanos is, for me,
There it is, break of serve, right back at you. But you did mention how much effort he had to put into his first 2 rounds here.
Hit a nice forehand approach. He was calm into the open court.
Oh, that's magnificent.
It is. That is magnificent. And again, I think it goes to what we're talking about, Russ. The backhand, well, it's like he could hit that with his eyes closed. It just repeats wonderfully. And the forehand, it can be vulnerable, but the ball is up the center third of the court. Those shots, Coric does it nicely.
George is firing himself up early goings here.
Return of serve, they've stats.
Oh, that's a big forehand.
Plenty of time and space. This is the forehand that he has a...
Well, that time it was Coric controlling the point with the forehand. So Tsitsipas made him pay when he moved forward.
15-13.
Yeah. Here's another forehand that's just neutral down the middle of the court. There's not a whole lot of angle. Coric plays with a plenty of height, but it lands right in the wheelhouse.
Tennis coaches say all the time, aim for big targets. That wasn't a big target.
No. And movement is obviously a weapon that Coric owns. Quickly got up to serve this one, though.
Oh, man, that is pretty. And Tsitsipas holds for 5-4 in the first. Deep into the first set, Borna Coric and Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Renowned for a big serve. The same with Shapovalov the other night.
Oh, Felix Auger-Aliassime fixed that a little bit in running through Andy Murray.
Yeah.
And Shapovalov came through in 5 sets against American Taylor Fritz earlier today. Fritz served for the match. There was a pretty flat backhand that he crushed down the line.
See how high that serve gets up on Tsitsipas. He may have to make a decision of changing where he returns from. Talking about big targets and small targets.
3-1.
That was a small target that he just hit once again. Oh, yes.
3-2.
Here's a slow-mo look for you, and it is pretty.
It's like a hit for the heavens, isn't it? I mean, he's having to hit it with a straight arm. Second volley, or I should say third volley.
Game and first set, Tsitsipas. 7 games to 6.
And after a hotly contested first set, Stefanos Tsitsipas steps it up in the tiebreak.
He can hit that heavy kick to try to get it up high on the Tsitsipas backhand.
Tsitsipas read that drop.
Yeah. And, well, a little bricky up there, wasn't it, by Borna Coric.
George went with the body serve on the second serve, not the kick.
Forward and hitting volleys.
And Tsitsipas holds for 1-all, and you can tell Tsitsipas is not only comfortable but confident. That time, Tsitsipas stepped in on the forehand.
Players having to generate their own environment.
Game.
Well, that happened quickly.
Tsitsipas.
Tsitsipas threw it love for 2-all.
2 games short, second set.
And maybe those formulative couple of years in the transition at futures level.
The juniors analogy I kind of like because all of the teams are smaller and they're competing against each other in different kinds of games all around the grounds. Cruising right along on serve in the second. Wasn't much between them in the first. Tsitsipas took it in a tiebreak. George leads 3-2 on serve, set 2. Well, and that is gorgeous from Borna Coric.
Love 40.
3 break points.
A couple of options there probably for Coric.
And another big first serve.
30-40.
George had a look at a forehand return on a second serve.
Mumbled to himself. He's still here at deuce. It's just that calmness of belief that he could extract himself out of a difficult situation.
Tsitsipas' eighth ace of the match.
3 games on.
Claims the hold, and it's 3-all in the second set. Oh, that was the best volley of the night so far from George.
Very much so. That was like a bullet. Yep. He made sure that his body, the racket on the backhand volley.
Big serve +1 from George.
Game, George.
And George holds, so we stay on serve.
We've played an hour and a half of tennis, so good quality.
Game, Tsitsipas.
The guys are just keeping good rhythm too.
They're getting on with it.
Well, I'm glad that at least he wasn't shy about going for it. He didn't try to just steer it back.
And a big first serve to get himself out of trouble. And that one sails long. And Borna Coric takes the second set from Stefanos Tsitsipas in this best-of-5 set match, pending the challenge, although I think that was perfunctory. Has become a best-of-3. Here it is. Yeah, that ball clearly long. And George holds to open up set number 3. Please don't, Mark. He doesn't have the biggest serve. He only has 1 ace in the entire match. But is he ever effective on serve?
There isn't one holding the other up there. Both happy with the fast pace.
There is an aggressive move forward from Borna Coric.
18 love.
Yeah, he identifies the backhand slice, and certainly when it starts to climb up above the net high, so he really quickens that pace.
Well, that's a heck of an overhead from Borna Coric. Fly in. Stefanos Tsitsipas, the number 4 seed, took the first set in a tiebreak.
You understand me well.
Yeah, you're doing everything you can.
Wow, there's an exciting pickup.
Tsitsipas serving at 3-4 in this the third.
Love 15.
That was a difficult overhead from Stefanos Tsitsipas. Should he need them here at 4-all in the third. What a moment to come up with that.
No hesitation. I was wondering to myself, is he going to let this drop? And
there is the break of serve for Stefanos Tsitsipas. And Stefanos Tsitsipas is now 1 point away from
14.
another love game that would give him the third set.
say that Tsitsipas has really picked it up a level.
It's not there yet, though.
14.
Still another set point coming. Tsitsipas bludgeoning the forehand wing of George. And the number 4 seed has taken the third set and a 2-1 lead on Louis Armstrong Stadium.
It's not making an error.
And a little bit of the backstory for those who haven't been with us the entire time. Serve and volley from the Croatian.
Very nice change up by Coric. Unfortunately, the return was getting low, and you could basically means you're not going to get a good hit at the volley. This is trouble.
Tsitsipas, I think he senses blood in the water here. And there's that break of serve from Stefanos Tsitsipas to open up the fourth set.
First game, fourth set.
2 hours and 30 minutes here on Louis Armstrong Stadium. That's a great get by George, and it looked like Tsitsipas almost kind of thought the point might have been over there for a second. He stood straight up.
When you've hit some of these, sweet winners that he has, and that's the time to try and build that adrenaline.
Wow, what a get and then pass from Tsitsipas.
Yeah, let's take a look at.
First this.
Just keeps him alive, throws it into the middle of the court, and then it's power times precision.
It's a tough combination to beat.
It certainly is. Ultimately could provide a second break, an insurance break of serve. Oh, nice response by Coric. What I really liked about the forehand is that he went to...
That's not an easy overhead, especially down break point. I want to go back to that.
I think I've seen him numerous times over the years.
That's well done.
It's a soft pair of hands, no panic on that one.
It's on the forehand. It's
yeah, perhaps so. It's just, you know, prefers, you know, the ball coming into him. Starts to repeat in the strike zone. Without any pace, he has to reach out in front.
Well, that's a big hole for Borna Coric. Saved a couple break points. Stefanos Tsitsipas still up a break in the fourth and 2-1. Well, that time Tsitsipas did let it drop.
Whilst it's just that one service break, this man still will be fighting tooth and nail.
Well, there's the quality from Stefanos Tsitsipas. They covered almost every inch of the court on that point.
We see in the previous game of Coric a forehand that was very similar, coming around the outside of the ball. Again, that combination of power and precision placement by Coric up at net there this time.
That was beautiful stuff.
Finishes off with a volley. More times tonight than Tsitsipas. That was the 39th time.
Better success rate moving forward, but not by a ton. George gets one of the breaks back. This one ain't over yet. One save.
13-14.
Not quite yet.
Use.
That is a magnificent forehand that clips the line. George has a point to grant the wish of Mark Woodford.
Well, that was a piece of magic.
You'll notice his dad has left
the building.
And now a chance for Borna Coric to knot this match at 5-all in the fourth. And Borna Coric saves 6 match points. And what began as a spark is now a 5-alarm fire for Stefanos Tsitsipas. It's 5-all. There's Coric again, moving forward, knocking off the high forehand volley. Once again, Coric finishing in the forecourt.
As far as winners, and it would have only happened in the last few games under the spotlight of his father.
There's Tsitsipas trying to fire himself back up. Momentum that he had. Six match points seem like a distant memory now. Stefanos Tsitsipas wasn't able to convert on any of those, was broken twice. And again, Coric finds the passing shot.
It seems like Tsitsipas figuring this would possibly go cross court. He wasn't there.
George has saved 6 match points. That's the first set point. Rebuffed by Tsitsipas. And Coric, with a massive return winner, has broken for a third straight time and taken the fourth set, saving 6 match points. And we are going the distance. Late night at the U.S. Open. A little sneak attack from Coric, but didn't do enough with the volley. Go up a break in the 5th.
Yeah, he does this very well. The backhand slice is what set the point up. He forces Coric to come up with all the pace.
Oh, that was beautiful tennis. And Tsitsipas did
13.
everything right except
14.
He blew the bunny.
How that one stayed in. Beautiful angle created by Coric, and Stefanos anticipates the pass. Oh, just frames the volley. The offensive play by Coric. Easy put away.
Been the target of some of Stefanos's verbiage, but nope, no shout, just a fist pump and a break of serve for Stefanos Tsitsipas, who takes a 3-2 lead in the 5th.
Fun set.
Didn't look like Stefanos got as much on that approach as he wanted to.
Yeah, not a good direction either. Didn't put enough duress under Coric.
it is.
Again, Choric.
Tsitsipas continues to struggle with prosperity.
Well, we see Tsitsipas move forward here. Unfortunately, it's a tough low volley. And doesn't get anything on it at all. Just turning his back. And atmosphere in those conditions in a 5-set match would certainly be cutthroat.
The ball on the right near sideline.
They would also add a certain amount of energy, I would imagine. And now this deep into a match, again, these players that caught.
It's confirmed that it's out to a second serve. Showing us that even though he played a 4-hour, 19-minute match in the previous round, match clock is 4 hours.
That's well done from Tsitsipas. Going behind Coric.
14-15.
That is quite the reply from Tsitsipas.
By the finishing line, waving in front of these two. The first 2 points, they have lit it up.
And a big first serve.
Yeah.
13-14.
And again, a big first serve in a key moment for Borna Coric.
See, Tsitsipas, he thought it was going to be hit into his forehand.
Well, that was some great hustle from George just to stay in that point. He has another opportunity to break for 5-4 in the fifth.
Not easy to hit that backhand from 3/4 court. Has to compact the swing, elevate up for the overhead. Oh, out of position.
Oh. And still George was forced to make a fairly difficult volley.
Yes.
I'm not sure why he took this on the forehand.
It's almost as if he decided before George even hit the ball, I'm going to hit a forehand. Just couldn't change it up. Yeah, but Tsitsipas has an answer, and back to deuce we go. This game is living up to 4-all in the fifth.
And deuce. Once more, a fine first serve. He unleashes on the backhand, and the foot speed, quickly recognizes that he's hit a powerful shot.
Oh.
Getting some height and depth on the approach shot. Just bunting this into the open court. Much a stab volley, but it's good enough to win the point.
That is some great hustle from Tsitsipas.
He was running out of options here, so he just pushes it back in front of Coric, who tries to wait.
Yes.
Give his advice to him once again.
Three, 1.
Hut.
4-3. Coric.
27th seed from Croatia has match point of his own.
6-4. Coric.
One more big serve for Tsitsipas to try and close the gap.
But he can't do it.
Again, set a
And
match.
Borna Coric comes
6-7,
back
6-4,
from 2 sets to
4-6,
1 down,
7-5,
5-1 in
7-6.
the fourth, facing 6 match points, comes all the way back to take down the number 4 seed, Stefanos Tsitsipas, 7-6 in the fifth. How about that, Mark Woodford?